In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create fake camera movements to apply in your static footage using Adobe Premiere Pro, and we're going to start right after this intro. What's good, fellow creators? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for hanging out with me on another video. If this is your first time here, my name is Mark, and in this channel, I help newbie creators get started with their online content. So if you're interested in taking photos, creating videos, or editing tutorials like this one, consider subscribing. Now, you've probably been in a situation where you're trying to film yourself and you only have yourself and your trusty old tripod. So the only thing that you could do when you're filming is putting your camera on a tripod, and what you're ending up with is there's no camera movements or there's no motion on your footage. So usually on those kind of situations or some of the clips, it gets pretty boring. It's static, right? So to make it a little bit more interesting, what we could do is add fake camera movements. Now, in today's video, I'm actually going to be using keyframes in Adobe Premiere Pro. So if you're not familiar with keyframes, check out the video up here so you can get a better understanding on how it works. Now, before we get started and dive into Premiere Pro, I highly suggest when you're recording your videos, try to put it in a 4K format instead of a 1080. The reason for that is if you have a 4K format in a 1080 timeline, once you're editing in Premiere Pro, you have more room to work with. If you're just recording in 1080 and you're editing on a 1080 timeline, you don't have that much room to work with. So this animation is not gonna, or this effect is not gonna be that great or believable. But you could still do it. It could still apply, but you just don't have that much room to work with. And you'll actually have a better understanding once we get into Premiere Pro. All right, so here we are in Premiere Pro. As you can see here, I have two clips. One's at 4K and one is at 1080. And my timeline right now is at 1080, is a 1080 timeline. As you can see, so you can see the difference. This one right here is the 1080 clip, and it actually fits the screen completely. Now this one is a 4K. As you can see, there's not that, it's actually a little zoomed in. To have a better understanding, let's go ahead and minimize this real quick. If you go to 1080, this border, it tells you that's how big is the clip. So you don't really have that much room to work with. But if you look at your 1080 clip, you see this border right here, that's how big, or that's how much room you have. So that's why I always suggest record your footage. Even if you are recording in a tripod, record it in a 4K format. So the first thing that we're actually gonna do is a zoom in effect. So what we're gonna do first is add a keyframe here and then move forward, and we'll adjust this scale to 115. So when we play this back, you can see that there is a camera movement, like it's zooming in. There you go. So that's your first camera movement. The second, what we could do is do a panning effect from left to right. So the first thing that we're gonna do first is go ahead and go to our beginning of our clip. We're gonna add a keyframe here, and then move forward to the timeline, and we're gonna adjust this a little bit on that side. When you play it, now it's really up to you how you wanna do it. You could even combine the two. Let's say you wanna do a panning effect while zooming in. What you could do is go in the beginning of your clip, set a keyframe there, and then from here, we'll go ahead and put 100 to add another keyframe. So when you play it back, you could see that it's panning from left to right while zooming in. You could get creative with those keyframes, camera movements. Those are just the basic ideas. You could do panning, you could go zoom in effects, you could do rotation if you really want to. Actually, I'll show you how to do some rotations here. And to do a rotation on this, let's say in the beginning of clip, just go ahead and set a keyframe here. We'll start off with that 22, moving a little bit closer and bring it back down to 0. So you can see the rotation here. If you guys find this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of the upcoming videos. And of course, if you got time, make sure to check out the social links down at the description box and give a brother a follow. I truly appreciate it. Until then, keep being creative, keep getting inspired, and I'll see you on to the next one. Peace.